first time that Lyle and Erik have been at least remotely in a courtroom in a number of years.
Tonight, the Menendez brothers will have to wait longer than anticipated to hear whether or not they will be released following a court hearing this morning. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee. The brothers are currently serving life sentences in San Diego County for killing their parents inside their Beverly Hills home back in 1989. Today's hearing was held to discuss their upcoming resentencing hearing, which had been scheduled for December 11th. A judge decided to push that hearing back to January 30th. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has been tracking updates all day, and she joins us now live with the very latest. Shannon?
Yeah, Marcella, there's a lot of eyes on this case. That hearing was held in Van Nuys. The brothers were not there in person, but they did listen in via audio from Donovan State Prison here in San Diego County, marking the first time they've appeared before a judge in any way in 28 years.
Media swarmed relatives of Lyle and Erik Menendez as they headed into this morning's hearing. Meanwhile, members of the public showed up early, hoping to win a lottery, which gave them a seat inside the courtroom.
6916. 6916. Congratulations.
Only 16 spots were made available. Cameras were not allowed in, and the brothers only appear via audio due to a technical glitch. They did not speak, but following the judge's decision to postpone their resentencing hearing, their attorney, Mark Aragos, described what happened.
For those who weren't in the courtroom today, I think you could talk to anybody who was. It was it was first of all, the first time that Lyle and Erik have been at least remotely in a courtroom in a number of years, number one. It also was quite a moving experience, at least from where we sit.
Garrigo says the older sisters of Jose and Kitty Menendez testified about their relationship with the couple's sons and made passionate pleas asking the judge to release them from prison. They both spoke briefly outside court.
I do want them home. They should never have been in such situations as presented themselves. What can a kid do when its father's... Oh, I can't stand it.
35 years is a long time.
The brothers are serving life without parole for the 1989 murders of their parents inside their Beverly Hills home. Prosecutors say Erik and Lyle, who are now 53 and 56 years old, did it for money. But the brothers say they were sexually abused, and their lawyers now argue new evidence of sex abuse by their father should allow them to go free. A hearing on the matter was supposed to be held December 11th. Today, a judge pushed it back to January 30th and 31st, citing a new administration. Outgoing Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon recommended the court reduce their sentences less than 2 weeks before Election Day, but then lost to Nathan Hochman, who takes office on December 2nd.
By January 30th or 31st, we're hoping that by the end of that, or sometime sooner, that we will in fact get the brothers released.
The judge said both he and the new DA need more time to review the case. Again, you just heard from the brothers' attorney. He intended to say more about today's hearing, but he walked away upset after some members of the media started following the Menendez family when they left the courthouse. So, Marcella, it was a really interesting thing to see, and I think it just speaks to the general interest in this case. I mean, you saw the amount of media there. You saw public literally entering a lottery to try and get in. And it stems from, not only was this case huge back in 1989, but now we have this Netflix series, a documentary, and that is why there's such a big spotlight on this case.
Yeah, that Netflix series Monsters drew in a whole new generation, and other reports as well. And so many people are interested in, because their two aunts have been, pretty public in wanting the boys released. I think that, people do want to hear from the family members. But if they were making themselves available in the news conference, that should have been enough. We're not supposed to follow and hound.
Exactly. And the media was saying that's not members, that's not us. Those are rogue media members. Right. But either way, he ended the press conference early. But we will, of course, stay on top of this story and let you know what happens.
All right, we'll see what happens on the next court hearing. Thanks so much, Shannon.